Soaring high like spells in the air. Gee whiz is dancing. We don't have a care from downtown Thunder to the paint fake light. The Washington Wizards, we beam with pride.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Wizards Pulse podcast. My name is AlG3nius Shyamalan, here with my boy Wanza. How you doing, man?
What's good? What's good? Good to see everyone. You know what? I was in a great mood until this game tonight. So just know I am miserable from here on out. This is ridiculous. Let me know when you want to get into it because I got some venting. I got some stuff to get off my chest here, man.
Oh, man. Before we get into that, I just want to make sure you like and subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Yep.
Like the YouTube channel. Subscribe to it so you're up to date on all of our content. Also, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and X at
all of that.
The Wizards Pulse. And if you want to be featured on a future episode, give us a call at 202-734-5293. That's 202-734-5293. Let's just get right into it. Trae Young had his Wizards debut last Thursday.
Yes, sir.
At home versus the Utah Jazz.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the Utah Jazz, also one of the bad teams in the league,
defeated
the Wizards 122-112. Let's start with Trae Young. Trae Young played about, 19 minutes, was it?
Yeah, I think so. Just about. Yep.
And based on what you saw, what was your first initial thought about Trae Young?
This is what's clear to me, right? Every single year, Wizards fans do the exact same thing with whoever we draft. And this is what we do. We put the word point in front of them or their position, and we force them into this idea of a point guard. Oh, well, he's passed once or twice. He's passed before. Maybe Johnny Davis can do it. Maybe Troy Brown can be our point guard. I remember people were talking about Point Bilal. Do you remember that? It was just for a little bit before we really saw him on the court. People were always trying to force the idea of a point guard. And now we have been blessed from heaven with manna, and you see a real live point guard. We have not had, because I'm not counting Russell Westbrook, because I think his passes are empty. His assists are empty assists just for stat padding. Since John Wall, we have not had a legit point guard like Trae Young. And him just in there, just chilling, just feeling stuff out. 15, 17, 19 minutes, something light. Just dropping a casual 6 assists. And it's an efficient 6 assists. It's the type of assist, in football where you can the quarterback can throw someone open. You know what I'm saying? Some of his assists were doing that. The impact he has on the game, the gravity that he has on the game. When he's driving, if you're not collapsing two at least, you're setting yourselves up. It is a breath of fresh air, I should say, to have an actual point guard on this team, and his influence, his impact, you can tell it's going to be huge, especially with the respect that the team, the other players are giving him. Like it was wonderful to see. I'm not going to lie.
Trae Young, 12 points, 6 assists, 2 rebounds on 4 for 9 from the field.
Crazy.
He did take a few logo threes, which is kind of expected when it comes to Trae Young. But to your point, the way he just kind of orchestrated the offense in his first game with the team was really good.
Crazy.
For example, assisting on a lot of Leaky Black's field goals. And by the way, who is Leaky Black?
What are we even doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, Leaky, shout out to you. You're doing what you got to do, I guess. But yikes, that's not someone we need on the team right now. But it sounds good, tank commander. So I respect that. You're gonna take us to where it is we need to be. But jeez, it's tough to watch. It's defense, especially.
Maybe. I know we kind of spoke about this last week. Maybe someone like Leaky Brown is what is needed to continue helping these draft picks.
That's what it is. That's where we are right now, man. And that's okay.
But back to Trae Young, there was definitely a lot of excitement and buzz in the arena.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I had people texting me that, hey, yo, I'm at the game. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I didn't even know you go to Wizards games, but you're at the game because Trae Young's there. That is something that I guess we can look forward to next year, and especially with Anthony Davis, you know, joining the team and finally playing next year. That's something that we could definitely look forward to. There was definitely a buzz around the arena. There was, I believe it was 17. Let me get the actual attendance number because I did see it.
It was one of the highest of the year. I know that.
It was leaning toward one of the higher attendances of the year. And I compared it to the game against the Jazz. We're coming back from the All-Star break. And mind you, that game was on a Thursday. They had back-to-back games, Thursday and a Friday. And the game here against the Utah Jazz, which was Trae Young's debut, had a better attendance. And, you know, the Pacers and the Jazz are same caliber, so we can't sit here and say, oh, well, it was really the opposing team that, you know, people came to see. No, they came to see Trae Young. One thing about Trae Young that I guess the team is still getting used to, you know, you do it in practice, but during the game is when you really get to feel things out. Those guys just trying to, I guess, not realizing that they are open compared to for Trae Young compared to other guards. You know, he saw them, he was going to get them. There were a couple times passes were getting to them and they're like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. What am I about to do?
Especially Sar.
You know, you just gotta get used to it that, hey, keep your eye on him, keep your eye on the ball, because it might be coming to you pretty quickly. Now let's get to the bad of that game. They lost to the Utah Jazz. That is bad. I know we are still trying to increase our odds at getting at least keeping our pick. You know, for our top 8 protected pick. That's something that we're trying to do. But man, this was one game I'm like, can we at least strive and get a win? And could not. And part of the reason we could not is because the Utah Jazz had a young man by the name of Ace Bailey go for 32 points, 12 for 19 from the field.
Wasn't that a career high?
I believe so. Now, Wanza, I don't feel too bad that he did this because he got selected literally right before our pick. But we know he wanted to play for the Washington Wizards, and the Utah Jazz and Danny Ainge scooped up and took him. I just didn't want it to be one of those we passed up on him, and then this is what he did to us.
That would have been disaster.
Oh, man.
Disaster, dog. No, absolutely not. I loved seeing Ace ball out because I expected him to ball out, and at the time, I wanted him over Trae. But the reality was, you know, Utah said, you know, you coming through. Exactly. So that's the end of it, and that's the draft. That's how it works. But one thing is notable though is how easily he was getting his shot off and getting to his spots. Like I know we're still, you know, we still got some pieces in and out. You know, I think Sar was still out if I remember that game.
Yeah, Sar was out that game.
Ishan, you know, these are some of our better defenders for sure. But we got to compete a little bit more. We got to be a little bit more physical on the defensive end because what's happening, you know, he hits a little pump fake and you see people like Bub just flying by, you know, or the late rotation was a big part of this as well, right? The rotations being consistently slow. And so now we out here looking crazy as he's just hitting practice shots. And that's why I felt like we didn't make him work enough. You know, he shouldn't be at that point already. And we go at, you know, we warmed him up. It felt like he's turning into the ace that we expected to see from the beginning of the year. So the defense is an issue. It's a consistent issue that something has to be addressed at some point.
Yep. Also for the Utah Jazz, Filipowski, 20 points, 14 rebounds. He had his way on the boards
Bro.
for the Utah Jazz, and they ended up winning, like I said earlier, 122-112. Will Riley, forgot to talk about him though. Will Riley, man, he's making strides with this team, making some real strides. You can see that the more he plays, it seems like he's getting more and more comfortable out there. He also seems like he's someone that, at least on his own, is committing to defense. As a team, the team defense is still awful. But at least on his own, he's trying. But I like how they're giving him opportunities to handle the ball and just let him get comfortable. Not that, I want him to be a point forward, because we have our point guard as in Trae Young. Maybe he can be the backup point guard. Maybe. You never know. Especially, it'll be great with his size. But yeah, that was something that I did see in that Utah game that was really positive. The very next game was against the Pelicans, another bad team. And they lose to the Pelicans 138-118. One thing I did like about this game, though, Trae Young actually played.
Yeah.
It was not all right, we got one game, we about to sit him out again for a few games, and
he showed up.
There.
He showed up.
He played in that game. And in that game, he ended up having 17, 8, and 4 in only 17 minutes on 4 for 6 from the field. 3 threes out of that. So pretty efficient game right there when you think about it. Trae Johnson with 20, Leaky Black with 10, and off the bench, our leading scorer was Will Riley off the bench with 19 points, 8 for 12 from the field. They did give up 24 points by Trey Murphy III, 23 points by Sadiq Bey. Jordan Poole did not play. I believe he was dealing with an injury in that game. I don't think it was a coaching decision. I believe it was an injury. I know that was a game that he definitely wanted to play, especially since the last game where he did not score and he actually played in the game. But yes, lose to the Pelicans. So you get swept by the Pelicans this year.
Tough.
Utah, tough. I believe we've only played Utah once, correct?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Maybe, but I believe it's once.
Yeah,
but
I think it's one.
I wanted to touch quick mention on Will Riley. I said I'm going to start calling him William, because that's a grown man, right? William Riley is out here killing it. Now, I am loving Will Riley. I see a potential Tatum-like level player potentially in his game, how he moves. And Ben Strober, shout out to Ben Strober and the Locked On Wizards boys. I like listening to their stuff. Check them out for sure. He put out a great question and said, is William Riley more offensively talented now than Keyshawn was last year? And I thought that's a great question. And the answer I'm stuck with is yes. I really think his bag is deeper. His ability to have move, counter move, and then still attack you, that's not something I see a rookie do often. It's really impressive, and it feels like his bag just keeps getting deeper and deeper. And what I love most about William Riley, I'm going to go off the range a little bit. I want to shout out Mama Riley, because we were engaging on Twitter. It was a good, fun time. Shout out to Mama Riley. Feel free to come on at any point, because we always want to hear from the parents of the players. And the conversation was simply, I was expressing how I'm frustrated. You know how I am about my positions, man. People got to have positions. You don't have a position, you're not doing what you're supposed to do. And I said, stop forcing Will into being a point guard. He averaged 2 assists a game in college, and this year is averaging 1.6. Let him stay in his bag. I'm not mad at him passing, but don't force him into being a point guard. And someone that's an expert on the situation, Mama Riley tweeted in and said he can do it all. I said, you know what, man? If you say it, I believe it. If that's how you feel, I believe it. You're getting zero pushback from me. She said he is positionless. That's what she said. He has elevated past the idea of a position. And so, listen, if she believes it, I'm all about it. Show me. Prove to me, Will, that you are more than just a little bit of talent that I'm seeing and I'm loving to see. Show me you also got some legit PG skills and don't just sort of moonlight a passing here and there like a lot of people like to do. So shout out to Mama Riley. Shout out to Will Riley. We got something special building here in DC for sure.
So, I mean, I understand what you say about not forcing him to be a point guard, but I do believe allowing him to handle the ball more, especially during these times when these games don't matter, would help him in the future where he may potentially be a point forward. So, you know, I feel you on that one. Now, let's get to the part of the episode that I did not think we were going to talk about.
All right.
Full transparency for those out there watching and listening. Knowing that we had to record tonight and knowing our busy schedules, especially mine right now, I am a single father for the next few days. I've been a single father for about a week and change right now.
Just
not the first time.
Ladies, just for a few days.
Yeah, not the first time. I've had stints where I had to be, you know, a single parent for an extended period of time in work schedules. Same thing with my wife. She's had, you know, I've had to do work trips, things like that. Well, this is my time where I'm a single parent. And I knew that tonight I was really not going to be able to watch the Wizards live. I was going to have to go back and at least watch it on League Pass. Yeah. And knowing we were going to record, I said, okay, we will omit the Miami Heat game. And we'll talk about it if
later.
It's pertinent on the next episode.
That was the plan.
Then things shifted. I'm getting text messages in the group chat talking about, hey, you know, it was the first quarter and Bam has 30 something. I'm like, whoa.
Wait a second.
What?
Wait a second.
Yeah. You know, you got 40 and something at the half. I'm like, hey. And someone jokes like, hey, maybe he can break Kobe's 81 points. And mind you, I know Kobe's 81 is not the record, but at least in our lifetime,
right?
It is. It's the highest in our lifetime.
Yeah.
And as things are going, and I'm putting the kids to sleep, I'm trying to do things around the house real quick. I'm just getting alert after like, hey, yes, the X amount of points. Bam Adebayo against the Wizards. Now, I'm going to bury the lead real quick. Score of the game was 150-129.
Yeah.
Bam Adebayo ended the game with 83 points.
83 points.
Now, knowing that he scored 83 points against the Wizards, how do you feel, Watson?
You know what it's like. This is what it's like to me. You know, when you were in school, there was that girl you had a crush on, right? And you thought there was a little motion there. Maybe she gave you a little look or something like that. And the next day, boom, she's dating the most popular guy in class, and that hurts. That hurts. And then what happens is you bump into her 5 years later, 10 years later, you a whole different guy. You got your money, you got your swag. You say, hey, what's going on? You know, she's talking to you for a good hour. It feels good. And then she goes, oh, wait, hold on. My husband's outside. And the same guy walks in. That's exactly what it feels like. That exact same reminder of the old pain. I was distracted. I'm not going to lie to you. I've been so positive lately. Like, these losses don't even faze me anymore. I'm AJ DeBoncia focused, Darren Peterson focused, Cam Boozer focused. Who cares about this year? I'm into next year because I am letting all the past pain go. And then what happened? Tell me what happened. This guy, Bam Adebayo? Come on, dog. Oh, man.
Listen,
he's not a scrub. but he's not 83 points nice. Half of that was free throws. What are we even doing?
Oh my goodness.
What is happening to the game that I love if we can end up like this? And listen, Eric Spoelstra, you about to get on my hate list because the amount of just shameless attempts to get Bam these 83 points was sickening. Shame on you, sir. Shame on you for just embarrassing yourself and then as a result, embarrassing us. We haven't been in a horrible headline in a minute. It's been like a smooth 6 months. That's a long time for a Wizards fan, by the way. In like a horrible headline, we haven't been in one in a minute. And literally, we're going to have Stephen A. Smith starting off First Take, hasn't watched a Wizards game in 10 years, talking about how horrible we are. This is going to be so miserable for like the next week. And it's just ruining the fun that I had, not even focusing on wins and losses. So we got to get it together. Like this is why we're having this kind of funeral again. We've had this so many times. I'm sick and tired of it. When is October coming? That's what I'm focused on. I need October to get here, dog. Sick of this team, man.
Oh man.
Am I doing too much? Let me know, dog.
No, you're not. I'll say this. I'm conflicted on this situation. I know the season we're gonna lose games. We've known this.
We've accepted that.
We've accepted it. I even saw the starting lineup. I said, yeah, we're not winning a game with the starting lineup.
Facts.
And I'm just like, all right, cool, and I'm also kind of like, because I like to troll Kobe Bryant fans, I'm like, he broke your record, broke your favorite player's career high.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, damn, it didn't happen against us. So I'm just kind of like, kind of like the Larry David meme where you're just like,
yeah.
Look, man, I guess we'll be remembered as the team that he scored against. I know a lot of people know Kobe scored 81 against the Raptors. We know that. Do you know what team Wilt Chamberlain scored 100 on?
I do not. Tell me.
And see, that's why I think because of just social media and even just, back in 2000, that was 6 or 7. I think it was 2006 or 7. Or was that 2005? I can't remember what year Kobe scored somewhere around there. There was just more access to it. But Wilt Chamberlain scored 100 against the New York Knicks. So but I don't think a lot of people remember exactly who that team is.
But that's 40 years, man. That took a long time.
Yeah, I'm not too butthurt. It's just gonna be the fake. I guess the fake analysis about the Wizards from people that we know aren't even watching Wizards games. That's gonna come up. I know, like you said, they got dusted by 21 points. Alex Sarr's returned from his injury.
Good game.
Yeah, very good game. It's just gets overshadowed by 83.
Right.
28 and 6 on 12 for 19 from the field.
Yeah.
And 4 for 7 from 3.
And no one will ever remember.
Very, very good game. Will Riley started 6 for 13 and ended the game with 22 points. 4 for 7 from 3.
See, my boy.
Yeah, but Bam Adebayo. Now, did you have an issue with Bam Adebayo, or at least the Miami Heat, I guess, fouling down the stretch the way they did to lengthen the game, fouling the Wizards to get the ball back? Did you have a problem with that?
It's not about me having a problem. It should be basketball has a problem with that. It was shameless. Like, come on, guys. You got to get it out the mud. This is what it's about. You can't be out here fighting a purposely losing Wizards team to extend the time so that Bam can get more shots up. Like, have some self-respect, dog. Like, why are y'all forcing this? We're not even fighting you that hard. Clearly, you're winning this game easily. Like, if Bam can't get it in the last couple of minutes, and y'all gotta like baby food him, you know what I'm saying? You gotta like hold it up to his mouth. Come on, Bam. Shameless. You had Asia right there watching you get fed these points. Have some self-respect, Mr. Adebayo. Come on, man. Oh, not a fan is what I'm saying. Didn't like that. And I'm probably don't like it more because it's against my team. But regardless, it was shameful. That's all I'm saying, man. Shameful.
Oh man, before we get into our next segment, we forgot to talk about this. Back on the night that Trae Young had his debut for the Wizards, another player had a very good game for the Wizards. Forgot to talk about this. But Julian Reese.
Yeah.
It was his second game with the Wizards. 18 points, 20 rebounds.
20.
And I believe the stat was something like he was the first double-double. Oh, man, what was it? It was something with Antoine Jameson in the Wizards.
Yeah.
He was like the first to have X amount of rebounds
in the first 5 games, I think. Like something like that.
That's just
first 2 games.
Look, Julian Reese, we went to University of Maryland.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe he was a undrafted free agent. He's been playing in the G League. At least the games he's played with us, he's played. And I was speaking with a friend and said that a player like Julian Reese should feel offended that he's getting put out on the court for a team that's trying to lose. And he said, he probably should just ball out and say, hey, well, this is my time to shine.
Yeah.
Like, you think you could bring me in here to make things worse? I'm going to actually try and win games. And look, he may have actually got himself a contract, whether that is with the Wizards or whether that is with another team. He may get a longer term deal in this NBA.
He's intriguing. Like 20 rebounds is not easy to stumble on. Like rookies don't just have that by accident. You know, rookies can have 40-point games, but like a 20-point rebound game is a grown man game. And we need a lot more size down low. I don't know if he quite fits that, but if he can, we're not talking about averaging 20. We're not talking about that. You give me half of that. You give me 9. You know what I'm saying? Like, you showing up on this team. So we'll see. I saw, actually, we're talking about moms today for some reason, but Angel Reese's mom was like, you know, these are the kind of kids I produce. Like all that playing on the she said they had like a plastic basketball hoop in the garage or the driveway they used to just practice on that. She pushing out some dogs, like, because we see how Angel plays. If Julian can give us half of what Angel is, we're doing something. So we'll see.
Yeah. He definitely impressed me, and he's not the biggest guy either.
No, he's not.
He's, I believe, 6'9", maybe only about 225,
something
230.
like that.
Doesn't have a crazy wingspan, but gets to the basketball. He gets there.
So we'll see.
He gets there. Just want to remind you all to like and subscribe on YouTube. Also, if you like the audio format, make sure you subscribe to the podcast on your favorite podcast platform. Also, follow us on social media at Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and X at The Wizards Pulse. And if you want to be featured on a future episode, make sure you call the hotline 202-734-5293. 202-734-5293. Now, let's get to our last segment for this episode. Now, this segment was supposed to happen a couple weeks ago. However, due to scheduling conflicts, we had to scrap it. But we said, you know what? Let's still, talk about this.
Yeah.
We are going to introduce a new segment called Behind Enemy Lines.
Dum dum dum.
Yes, where we bring a guest who is a fan or a representative of an opposing team, and let's introduce a good friend of ours, Alex, who goes by AlG3nius with a 3 in his handle. Let's introduce Alex. Alex, how you doing, man?
What's good? What's good?
Make sure we get you on mute.
Yo. What's good? What's good? What's good, fellas? How y'all doing, man?
Doing good.
Man.
How are you, man?
Oh man, can't complain, man. My team's having a good season. We're making our push towards the playoffs. So yeah, all's good in Knicks land.
That's it. And let me give like a little intro, or like from my perspective, man. So me and AG go back to college days, good time. Shout out to Huntsville, Alabama. For
Huntsville, Hunts Vegas.
There you go. You know what I'm saying? Good times. And let me just put it out there, because me and AG get into it all the time. But this is my guy. We come from the same kind of place, the same kind of time where I said about it. See?
But.
All of that.
Yardies.
All of that. And one thing about AG is really important. I respect his fandom, because it's serious. It's not a game. He doesn't take it lightly. And anybody who reps their team through ups and downs has respect from me. And he is a consistent, one of the biggest names of Knicks Twitter, running spaces on there consistently. Make sure you follow him. We'll give you all those details at the end of this. But we were like, yo, for our first behind enemy line segment, we had to get somebody in here, especially a team that is directly impacted by how many wins or losses we have this year. So we wanted to just go ahead and get your opinion on it. So before we get into that, I wanted to start off with just one simple, easy question. Starting off, what is it like rooting for one of the most overrated teams in all the sports? I just wanted to get that out.
What a question! What a question!
As a Wizards fan, what's it like, man?
I appreciate that introduction. That's awesome. I appreciate you acknowledging my fandom. I like to tell people, like, I was a Knicks fan when it was not popular to be a Knicks fan. Wanza can attest to that.
True.
During 17-win seasons, I was still waving my Knicks flag all up and down campus. Like, I'm a Knicks fan, and what? So, but the overrating, that's fine. I mean, as a New Yorker, you get that all the time. But I say right now, man, it's being a Knicks fan is great. I mean, we've been a solid team for the last, for the better part of this decade, which is not like hasn't really been the case as a Knicks fan. Shouts to Tom Thibodeau. He came in here and turned the team around, made us a very serious franchise these last 5 years. We're hoping that Mike Brown takes us over the mountaintop. But right now it's easy to be a Knicks fan. I tell these new age fans, like, I do the Bane thing, like, oh, you think the darkness is your ally. Like, I was molded in the darkness, okay? I was molded in the early 2000s, cheering for like Marty Collins and Ramon Sessions, my starting point guard for a season. So I say right now, when people complain about a 2-9 stretch during what's likely to be another 50-win season, like, oh yeah, you think these are tough times. It's very easy being a Knicks fan these days, man. I can't complain at all.
Facts. No, I respect that. So then tell me, where do you see? Give me I need the realistic, objective AG right here. Yeah. Realistically, what do you think is the Knicks ceiling for this season?
All right, realistically, so I know that the prevailing theme amongst Knicks fans or in the public is that Knicks fans are all these sensationalists. Like, I hate the fact that our national representative in Knicks fandom is Stephen A. Smith, because I'm telling you, I could count on one hand how many Knicks games Stephen A. Smith has actually watched in the last 5 years. But if I'm being 100% honest, my realistic ceiling for the Knicks is the NBA Finals. Now, what happens when we get to the NBA Finals? Of course, that depends on matchups. But realistically, when I look at a team that made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, was what, 2 games away from being in the finals. The next logical step is at least getting back to the Eastern Conference Finals, but taking that next step to the finals. That's my realistic expectation.
That makes sense. So, and Wizards fans, stick with me. We were just touching on the Knicks. We about to get back to the real stuff. Stick with me, fellas. One quick question, because I remember asking this soon after Thibodeau was fired, and Knicks fans got on me, right? And I felt like Tibb shouldn't have been fired. Does he do a lot? Definitely. He pushes you to the max, but the team was responding from my perspective, from the outside. So everyone decides, you know what, we need to go in a different direction. What I want to know, as of now, do you feel like Mike Brown was the right move?
That's a loaded question. If you ask me if I feel like Tibb should have been fired, I would say yes. I think that his voice kind of ran its course with the team, and it was time for them to see some new changes in there. Now, was Mike Brown the right choice? I can't say that he was really their first choice, because that was just kind of evident in how that hiring went. You know, we courted so many other coaches. You know, ended up we kind of gave a coaching stimulus package out into the NBA, because every single coach that we poached for interview ended up getting a new contract. But you know, while I don't think he may have been their first or best choice, I think for this team right now, he is the right guy for the job. It's kind of evident in what we're seeing from the team. I mean, improvements all around. You know, this is like the first time in quite some years where the Knicks have kind of, this late into the season, have ranked in the top 10 in both offense and defensive categories, which, you know, if you were to ask anyone what their expectation would have been with Tibbs being gone, you would have expected the defense to fall off a cliff, being that Tibbs is more of a defensive-minded coach. But, you know, to see that the defense is still kind of holding sway and keeping pace with, you know, other Tibbs teams, Knicks teams specifically, I think that's a good sign that Mike Brown's doing a good job.
I think that's fair. I think that's a fair approach. So shifting focus, then I'm curious from a Knicks fan perspective, a super Knicks fan perspective, what is your view? And if you could, you know, no pressure, if you could speak to the fan base, your fan base's view on the Wizards right now. How do you see us as a team?
Well, we kind of do a thing we've done a thing all year where we've kind of sneakily watched you guys and cheered from a distance, because, you know, of course, our hope is that, you know, there's some strange happening in this world where we actually are able to get that pick.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not happening. So I mean, the one thing that I would say, man, is that for the large majority of Knicks fans, we are a somewhat measured fan base. So I think most of our expectations were like, it would really have taken a miracle for us to get that pick. You know, there was kind of some hope in the beginning of the year, you know, with CJ McCollum and all that. But, you know, once I saw that you guys made that trade, I was like, okay. Yeah. And I tweeted you around that time too, Lonzo. I was like, this is really what y'all gonna do? Like, for real? But, you know, to be honest, you're doing what I would expect a smart franchise to do. I think you guys are doing what I like to call ethical tanking. You know, there's teams like the Jazz that are keeping out Yusuf Nurkic because he decided to elect to have a cosmetic rhinoplasty in the middle of the season. So,
Done,
you know, I need Adam Silver to kind of stop that level of tanking. But, you know, respect for what you guys are doing. I mean, it was a smart move for your franchise. Get rid of those big contracts, lean into your young talent, and let the chips fall where they may. I mean, you know, so I got respect for what you guys are doing. And I didn't come into this season thinking that we were going to get that pick. I was looking at that like, that pick's not going to convey. Like, the Wizards are not going to be good, unfortunately.
Yeah. We made our mind up. Will Dawkins, we feel like is the best GM in the game right now. He said, no matter what, we bringing in past all-stars, and they're not going to touch the court until we feel like the game. You know what I'm saying? So I know we're insistent on that, but let's just say hypothetically, right now, I know y'all are not draft focused, and it'd be weird if you were. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I know, you've caught wind of at least some of the better players. If you were to get that pick, and let's say it was top 3, which player do you feel like would be the best fit for this Knicks squad?
Oof, man, top 3. My goodness. I mean, obviously, if it's top 3, I'm looking at there's really only 2 guys that I'm looking at. And that's gonna be either AJ or no, Cam Boozer. Wild card for Caleb Wilson, just because I think that I think versatility wise, I think he's going to really have an impact on a number of teams that he's going to be available to. But if you had to give me a choice of 2, it's clearly going to be either AJ or Cam Boozer.
Nice. Yeah. I could definitely see that, especially some players, especially like Cam Boozer can fit into so many different teams and systems and offenses and all of that. He's
absolutely
so versatile, and I don't know if he's getting enough respect for that. You know what I'm saying? AJ is something special. I feel like his ceiling is really high. If he could lock in, he can be the focal point of a team going forward. But
AJ, not to cut you, but AJ gives me Kevin Garnett vibes.
I
like if you just kind of just look at it in a vacuum, just how he moves, his energy, his mannerisms on the court. Not quite KG level on the defensive side of the ball, but the skill set and talent to be that type of defender that KG was is definitely there.
Yeah,
in AJ, I would say.
I could definitely see that. I think that's actually a dope comp for him, and if he could get anywhere close to that, we're talking about something legit, all-time player right there. So that's what's up. All right, so as we wrap up, I don't want to take up too much of your time, AG. I'm curious. I know Knicks fans have a history with the new superstar point guard in DC, right? Trae Young, and I'm curious, is there any energy there still, or if y'all just moved on?
No, to be honest, like that energy is only in those media fans, the Timeout NYC fans who really just got wind of the Knicks during COVID. Real Knicks fans do not think about Trae Young. I kind of hate what the media, how the media plays up these Knicks villains, because I'm gonna just give you guys some numbers really quick. But Trae Young in 25 games against the Knicks has only won 7 times.
Oh boy,
he is 7 wins to 18 losses, and it's kind of similar with Reggie Miller. Like, he gets put in that Reggie Miller category, and Reggie Miller is a career loser when it comes to the New York Knicks.
He is.
Even in that the choke game, the famous choke game that he's known for, he proceeded to win that game and choke the series.
And they lost the series.
They went up 3-2, and then what happened next was he choked in Game 6 when we won on the road, and then he choked again in Game 7 when we won at home to send him home in that series. Knicks winning 4-3. Reggie Miller's career record against the Knicks is 26. I'm sorry. It's a little better. Nope. That's also including playoffs. 26 wins and 41 losses. He is a career loser when it comes to the Knicks. So I hope that everyone listening to this can finally hear some truth. Reggie Miller is not a Knicks killer. Neither is Trae Young. Real Knicks fans, we don't even think about Trae Young. Phenomenal pick for you guys, though. I call him the unethical Steph Curry, but he's going to put some butts in the seats for you guys. He's going to get some people in the seats, and it's going to be, to be honest, and this is no hate, AD stays healthy next year. Whoever you get in that draft pick, you keep that Trae Johnson kid, because I like that kid. Is his name Trae Johnson?
Trae Johnson.
Yeah. With whoever you get in the draft and Trae Young, you guys can be half decent. I see you guys maybe being like a sneaky good team, like a Charlotte Hornets are this year. Maybe you guys still got 1 year out before you start doing that, but the foundations are there. I can see the vision with Trae Young and AD for sure.
Yeah. No, we appreciate that. And listen, we're making announcements to the world right now. Get your ring while you can. I'm just letting y'all know. If you're not knocking it out this year, if y'all ain't knocking it out this year, the Wizards are coming.
There
too much dip on your chip there, my boy. but okay, I like the confidence.
It's all good. We gonna talk 26, 27. It's gonna be a different kind of talk on the timeline for sure, man. But listen, AG, we appreciate your time. It's been fun. Thank you for being part of this inaugural part of this behind enemy lines section that we're gonna be having going forward. Please let the people know where they can follow you, and make sure that any Wizards fans who are double dipping as a Knicks fans or where can they follow you?
Man, well, number one, man, shouts to y'all, man. Appreciate you having me on the show and thinking of bringing me in for that segment. I appreciate that. Anybody wants to follow me, hit me up on Twitter. AlG3nius, ALG, the number 3, NIUS on Twitter. And I'm never calling it X. It is always going to be Twitter to me.
Always.
But yeah, man. But yeah, appreciate y'all having me on, man.
No problem.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, bro.
Before we get out of here, just some other NBA news real quick. Last night, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander broke the Wilt Chamberlain consecutive 20-point game record.
That's right.
So he is now the holder of the most record holder for the most consecutive 20-point games. Very impressive. So had a conversation on the app Clubhouse about this. Is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander a legendary NBA player as of right now?
Boy, legendary. That's a strong word. Here's what I would say. Without a doubt, Shai is a legendary Oklahoma City basketball player. In my opinion, he's the best ever, based off of what his career has been, right? In OKC, we're talking in 1 year, MVP, finals, won a ring, and finals MVP in the same year. To me, that immediately allows him to eclipse KD, Harden, so on, PG, wherever you want to go.
Yeah.
I'm not at legendary basketball player, like NBA. That feels like too much. If he stops right now, I don't know where people really gonna be talking about him outside of OKC, like for forever. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's reached legendary status where kids are like, I want to be like Shai. Like, I don't think he's there yet outside of Toronto or something. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna lean towards no. Sky's the limit, but I'm gonna lean towards no right now.
I am also with you. He had a legendary season last year, and he's had a legendary, I guess, stretch where it's looking like 4 consecutive years, 30 points.
Yeah.
30 points per game. However, if you're telling me during the stretch, it ultimately is one championship. I understand he won an MVP, and I understand he was the finals MVP, but if it's just for 1 year,
you're not legendary.
No.
Yeah.
However, he looks like he is the Vegas leader for MVP this year. So that's all contingent if he stays healthy the rest of the year, because I believe he can't miss too many more games.
Yeah, he's right up
disqualified from or not qualified for the award. But he is the favorite right now to win that award. Let's say he does, and then the Thunder, who are, I believe, the best team in the West again.
Yeah.
Let's say they do win again. Then we can say, okay, now you did it back-to-back years. Or let's say they don't do it this year, but they win the following year. So now it's 2 years in 2 championships in 3 years, and he's the best player, and he's the MVP for both, and he's having an MVP type season. Then we can start saying, okay, he might be in that NBA legendary category. But as of right now, not yet. That's all I'm gonna say. Not yet.
And one piece real quick as we wrap up, that's a little unfair, but I think it plays a big role in this. I'm gonna keep it real with you. Shy, I'm a fan. I don't, aside from the foul baiting, you know what I'm saying? He does that a lot. Aside from that, good player, seems like a good guy. His game is not aesthetically pleasing, right? He doesn't have pretty highlights nearly as much as other players. And if he wants to get legendary, isn't just numbers. Legendary is, like I was saying, kids want to be like you because of moments, because of pictures, because of something that you did that sticks out that people can put on a shirt. You know what I'm saying? Shea has yet to do that. And I don't think numbers are enough to take you to legendary status. They're enough to take you to good status. You know what I'm saying? But legendary, you got to give us something special, out of the ordinary. So I still think he's definitely capable. But yeah, once again, not at that point yet. Not yet.
Wanza, thank you for everything that you do. Before we get out of here, just want to remind you all to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Check us out on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and X at The Wizards Pulse. And if you want to be part of a future episode, call us on our Wizards Pulse hotline, 202-734-5293. Any last words, Wanza?
Only last words. Mama Riley, shout out to you holding your kid down. We're looking forward to have you on one day, man. We gotta talk about William. That's a baller right there.
All right, Wanza, thank you for everything that you do. Want to thank Alex for joining for our debut behind enemy line segment. We'll be doing a lot more in the future. So thank you, Wanza, for everything you do. Thank you, Alex. And until next time, everyone, Wizards Pulse Podcast. Peace.
Peace.
We're so